to know if the prize is stateside of Nuevo Laredo. Every siren has a weak spot, as everything has beginning and an end.
Good morning, welcome back. Day 38, Hayabusa build. Before I get stuck into that thing, I'm going to talk about this very quickly. Hendler, who are they? Probably a company you've never heard of. I certainly hadn't, but we had a contact from them on email and said, can we send you some merchandise for you to review? Fantastic, thank you so much. So that big old box that you just saw there, that contains some important stuff that we're going to do reviews on coming up. We've got 3 products from Motorbat, a jump starter, a little tiny power bank with 2 big fat leads and bulldog clips, and you can jump start your flat battery with it. Motorbat battery charger. Now it's a dual charger for lead acid and lithium. I like that because I've got the Sealy one that I use on the Street Fighter because I've got a lithium battery on that. So that's going to be useful. I'll test that one against the Sealy one. We can review between the two. And obviously there's a deep charge tester, not a charger. It actually deep cycles the battery and it will tell you, it's a diagnostic tool. It will tell you if your battery's actually knackered, and that's a useful tool because if you've got a few bikes, or if you use your bike a great deal, or if you lay your bike up for long periods over the winter, you live somewhere like Canada, a battery can die over the winter, especially if you can't put it on a charger. Now the ability to test that battery to see if it's just flat and needs testing, or it's knackered and needs replacing, that can save you a lot of money. So we'll do a little test on that, reviewing it as well. The other stuff is all that silverback stuff. Now I'm going to do a review on that as a single brand, all of it, because it's one brand for a multi-range of products, from hand cleaning tissues to thread lock. That'll be fun, testing that against Loctite, see how it fares. I've got a torque wrench, I can do all that. Bike cleaning products, there's soaps and silicons and stuff there. We'll test that against the better known ones, the likes of GT85, those sort of tests. And also things like maintenance spray. Well, maintenance spray is basically like WD-40. It's a general spray for everything. So we'll test that against WD-40 and the Worth products version of it. So there's lots of stuff there I can test against it. That silverback brand, the reason I'm quite interested to have a little look into it is because there's 2 things that interest me. One, it's a British company. I like that. Whether it's made in this country, I'll have a closer look and find out, because a lot of it's claimed it's made in England, but you find it's actually bought in and it's branded up. So I don't know, we'll test that and find that out to be sure. The other thing is it's environmentally friendly because all their cleaning products are biodegradable, and that pushes all my buttons. I absolutely love that because everything you clean your bike with ends up in the environment. So it's very important to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Anyway, today, back on the Hayabusa build, I'm going to put a little hump on the back of that today, or at least I'm going to see if I can make a piece of metal that looks a bit like a hump. So the back of that looks more like a calf racer and less like a shopping trolley. So let's give it a go. Okay, first of all, thank you for all your amazing comments on this. It did go rather well and I am rather proud of it, but pride comes before a fall, so I'm going to take it easy and just carry on and see if I can do even better still. Now today's fun and games is a practice. I want to take some of that sheet aluminium, I want to get the sandbag and the bossing mallets and the English wheel and see if I can make the shape here. I think the style of the cafe racer in rabbit ears is very iconic, and there are certain hard and fast rules that you have to observe, otherwise it ain't going to look like a cafe racer at all. It's just going to look a bit weird. So it's got to have that archetypal hump on the rear. Without that, I just don't think it qualifies. So that's something that really I have to do. This is almost a compulsory feature of my build. So today I want to see if I can make that shape. That means to beat it roughly into shape with the boss mallets and then to roll it and see if I can make it smooth so it touches here all the way around, and that will be a practice run. That's all I'm trying to do today. If I can get that right, then I'm going to get some slightly thicker aluminium, because that stuff's 20 gauge. I think it may even be 22 gauge. It's a bit thin because in the future you can imagine even a small ping on it's going to dent it. I am going to want a metal tail that is reasonably resilient, because this is going to be a rat rod. I want to be able to use it, not have to polish it and be careful about everything. So for now, today, it's just a practice run on seeing if I can get the ump right. coming. A little bit more belly in there. Already loose. It would appear that the more time you put into this, the better it gets. I'm absolutely loving that. At the moment, it's a little bit flat. I want a bit more belly in it there. And it's coming. The more you wheel it in the right directions and then pulling it and twisting it and just getting it to shape and twist into the way you want it, it is so therapeutic. It's a slow process though. I've been 3.5 hours at this to get it to there. So the more time you put in, the better it gets. It's all about the patience and the time to make it happen. So I'm going to put another couple of hours into this and try and make that look exactly like a calf racer tail, the one I've got up here. Fantastic so far. Let's keep going. Yeah. Right, I started today with a question. Can I make a calf racer tail from a sheet of aluminium from a crashed bus? Yes, I can. Ta-da, done. Now, it's not perfect by a million means. Honestly, there's nicks all over it, there's little creases in it, and because the panel is painted on the inside, that's putting tattoo marks all over it that you just can't get rid of. I want this bare aluminium. This is rat rod. I'd love to have this bare metal, and I can't do it when it's all pockmarked all over the place. Even though the paint's on the other side, the pockmarks are coming through here. Also, it's a bit too thin. This material is just a millimetre thick, possibly less. and I want it a little bit thicker than that, more durable long term. So I'm going to actually buy some aluminium and make it from something about 1.5 mil thick. That will be challenging to English wheel. It will take a little bit heavier beating than the other one, but I know the technique is just to apply a little bit more patience and a case of taking my time. But that's it for today. That was a great practice run. I deeply enjoyed that. I hope you did too. In the next one, we're going to get stuck into one of those product reviews just to keep it changing and mix things up a little bit. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. We'll see you next time.
It's not